All right. Music is getting a little obnoxious, but that's all right. Hi everybody. How's everybody doing today? I don't know what that was. Must be my autism. I don't know. Good evening, everyone. What's going on? Yes, there was a whistle. I don't know why. I just in a mood. In a mood. Sweet tea. It's pretty good. But I finished it already. This is a Diet Coke with lemon. How you doing, everyone? A few things to talk about today. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining in. Daniel Salinas, what up? Lucy, I know I'm a little late and I can't roll call everybody, but I appreciate you all being here. Pastor Velda, welcome. Louis Armstrong? Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. I thought it was more like Fat Albert than Louis Armstrong. That's what I was going for, but that's okay. That's all right. Either one, I'm in good company. It does. The citric acid in the limes or lemons, either one. It does. Technically speaking, it burns fat. But in the case of Diet Coke, it makes the Diet Coke taste a lot better. Very refreshing. Anyway, so I learned a few things today. And I'll be very honest. One of them I just learned this evening, like a little while ago. And the other one, it was brought to my attention earlier, and then I couldn't believe it. And in my eyes, it does have to do with monetizing and making money off YouTube and off people and off of situations. Do you really have do people really care? Or is it just a show to get views? And I'm going to give you a few examples. Example number one. The name is Nikki Filippi. Do you know who that is? YouTuber. They're trying to adopt a child from, in their video they say Korea. But in other things I've seen, it says either Thailand or Vietnam, something like that. And they were ready to adopt. Ready. Thailand, okay. But although their videos, they say Korea. So I'm trying to figure that one out. So, has anybody adopted a child or gone through that whole process of adopting? I have not. But I've seen the process in many documentaries, and it's a long process, a lot of paperwork, a lot of money. But hopefully, the thing that really drives it is the need for people to help a child, to help a family, right? So this woman and her husband, apparently they're ready to adopt, and they've been going through the whole process. And then Thailand hits the brakes. Hold on, wait, what? You're YouTubers? What? So one report says, okay, well, the way Nikki Filippi is trying to spin it, that Thailand doesn't want to let them adopt because they are too popular and too public on social media. Basically, she's a YouTuber. She does a lot of stuff online. I have no idea what she does, but she's online a lot. What she's trying to say is that they don't want to, they're saying don't put the child on YouTube for at least 1 year. Once that 1 year period comes and goes, then do whatever you want. She doesn't like that. So, what does she do? She goes live. Yeah, you know what? We're not going to adopt anymore. We're not doing that. It's like. So then I started thinking. I've seen the adoption process in documentaries, and I have heard from people, and they absolutely fall in love with a child. They make a bond, and the whole process can take a while. And in that long while, they're bonding with the kid. Is that music too loud? Sorry, it is. I'll turn it down a notch. No, it's good there. So they're bonding, and they want to adopt a child. And if you really care, or if you're really attached, how do you just go, nah, we're not going to adopt anymore. We changed our mind. They don't want to let us do YouTube, so we're not going to bother. When I heard this and I saw this and I watched a couple of quick videos on them, it's like, what the hell? And then you start thinking about their motives. Well, they want to be able to put this kid on YouTube, on their channel. I guess, watch him grow over the, whatever. So because they were denied that, all of a sudden, we're not going to adopt. We're not doing that adoption thing anymore. So, and that bothered me. It bothered because here you got a child who hopefully by this point made a bond with them. And just like that, they change their mind. Like if they were at a store, buying a pair of jeans and they decided not to buy the pair of jeans. Do you think that's real love, a real need, a real desire to help another human being? I think not. And I don't even know what to call it. I want to say despicable, but it just goes to show you people really don't care about the core issue. What they care about is the views and how much money they're making. And that's sad, very sad. For clout, that's how you say it, right? The other thing, the next name is Micah, I won't say Micah, Stauffer. Hold on. So what I'm going to do is this is Nikki. And that's her husband. And they're the ones that were going to adopt that child. And they said, no YouTube for a year. And they said, well, forget it then. That's her. And they made some half-assed video. And the guy's like fake crying and gets all fake emotional. I didn't fall for it. And I think it's, and they lost a lot of viewers because of that. And all I can think is, man, poor kid. Here, and I don't know, it's a very young, I don't know if it's an infant or what. But to think you can just discard a situation, just like, I'm serious, like, that pisses me off. Then, the other lady I was talking about, Micah. Okay, this woman adopted a child with autism. Legit autism. He's autistic. Cute kid. So it's a nice thing. They're going to adopt and this kid has autism and they're going to go through, they're going to help and do everything. Whatever you think good parents are going to do to a child with autism. And they're going to do it. And they're on YouTube. So they must be legit, right? Turns out that little boy was a little too much for them to handle. So they put out a video and an article and a press release, I think it was, that they decided that they're going to rehome the child because they can't handle him. So, and rehome, that term is something I hear when you're talking about a dog or an animal or a cat. Yes, we need to rehome. We need to rehome this animal. I've never heard the term rehome used talking about a human being. So apparently he was just too much for them to handle. They didn't know what they were in for. They could not control him, or basically they couldn't handle the autism, just the way he is. He can't help it. So there's another couple. Yeah, we're going to give him back. We're going to put him somewhere else. So we don't want to do this. And they made money in the initial time that they had him because they put him online and they showed him and all this and that. So they got views and they got money. But they said that they spent that money and more in trying to help him, deal with him. These people lost a lot of viewers as well for that. They seem so, what is the word? What is the right word to use for that? I'm thinking like, not materialistic, but so privileged that they want a perfect child. They don't want to have to deal with any issues. And they think you can just return a child because he's got some issues and you don't want to deal with him. I would like blacklist them and not put them on, not let them adopt any child. Can you imagine? Even if it's a normal child, kids got issues. Kids have issues. That's part of life. Some kids are a pain in the ass growing up. I'm sure I was. I'm sure you were at some point for a little while. If that happened, though, they're just going to go, you know what? Yeah, let's put them up for adoption. It's not a freaking object, It's a human being. And if you're going to give up on them that easy, I say that's easy just to, because he's not your own, so you don't have that connection. That's part of what I think it is. When it's your own child, there's a blood connection. It's different. When something is not yours, it's very different. It's I don't know. I kind of when I have taken animals in, or I've had them for a long time, I love my animals. And yes, I didn't birth the animal or anything like that. But it's a helpless animal, we have to protect them. They can get killed. Somebody can shoot them or run them over with a car. People don't care. So I think that's one reason. And it's different. I guess it's different. An animal, it's fuzzy. I don't know. But if you're going to take that responsibility on that you're going to help, you're going to adopt and change a child's life or a family's life, don't do it for money. If you're going to do it, it's because you do it because you want to do it. Because it's in your heart to have a child, to help a child, to do something for a child. That's even if it's not your own child. And you know what? People are messed up bad. I don't understand that. It doesn't compute in my head how people can be like that. And all in the name of money. Or like it was said, clout, right? And it's sad. I mean, look at that kid. And it's not his fault. People with legit autism, real autism, kids that are really on the spectrum, they don't mean to be a pain in the ass. They don't know. It's difficult, but they don't know that. So that's why also, if you want to take this to another level, claiming to be something that you're not, that's despicable too. For people who claim to have autism and they don't, for people who claim to be certain illnesses, certain whatever the case may be, and you don't, That's sick. I can't. I don't know how somebody could say go around spreading the word that they have autism. Oh, I'm on the spectrum. Yep, I'm on the spectrum. I've never heard anyone who actually has autism go around and say, "Yep, I'm on the spectrum. I'm on the spectrum. I have autism." Have you? I never have. I've never heard anybody say, "Hey, you know what? That this kid was walking around telling everybody he's got autism." I think it's, I don't know. I like the word despicable today. That fits it. Despicable do that. So anyway, if you're interested in that, that is Micah. It's Myka Stauffer, Stauffer. You can find him on YouTube, I'm sure, or anywhere on the internet. And it's just what people will do for money. So along those lines, I saw a post. It was brought to my attention. No More Cheeseke's Lies posted something. So somebody was taking a flight, and then the claim was that someone said that they want the airplane to go down or something like that. And then, but they didn't say names. Somebody was talking in code. I know some of you, if you know, you know what this is about. But they were talking about Rosie O'Donnell. They were talking about, what was the other one? God damn it, I can't remember. Ellen DeGeneres, Jimmy Fallon, all these code character names. And so the claim was that somebody allegedly said that they wanted the Rosie O'Donnell's airplane to go down. So this person was on a flight, and they say that they made someone aware and that the flight was delayed. And, it doesn't work like that. I worked for the airline industry and in aviation for a long time. Well, what I consider a long time. And a lot of things happen. There's a lot of moving parts to making that kind of report. And I can guarantee you, if a legit report was made, that some law enforcement agency would be knocking on people's doors already. They would have gotten visits already, because they do not take that stuff lightly. Most likely, the flight would have been canceled, transferred to a whole other airplane. Because if there is a claim like that, now they have to search the aircraft inside and out, top to bottom. So it wouldn't just get delayed. It would get delayed in terms of, well, now we have to wait till they go find another airplane. People who made the claim would be pulled off the airplane and come and talk to us first. Tell us about this. And I saw a video clip, and I think if a law enforcement agency would have seen that video clip, they're like, Rosie O'Donnell, airplane, what? Talking in code, and people are laughing. It's like, yeah. That claim, although initially would have been taken seriously, because all claims of an aircraft coming down or wishing an aircraft come down, those are not taken lightly. Something would have happened, and people would have been talked to. And I guarantee you, certain people get a visit from law enforcement they're going to talk about it on social media. They're going to go live and go, guess what happened to me today? Guess who came knocking on my door? Unless that did happen and I didn't hear about it, but I haven't heard that happened. So, and I do know about this. One, because I've been in the aviation industry for a number of years. And two, because I was on the reporting end of one of these things. And I was swooped into an office with every security agency you can imagine that was in the city and tell us the whole story. And they spoke to everyone involved immediately. And so I'm pretty sure if that was an actual claim that was made, not to mention it would have made the news. Oh, flight da 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 from da 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 to there was canceled because of a bomb threat or a threat of that stuff makes the news. So I tend to believe that most likely whatever the claim was, it didn't happen. And why do they do it? The person, everybody, the first video about Rosie O'Donnell, and the plane would disappear or whatever. Again, it's in an effort to keep the back and forth going. The views, the money, and I don't care about that. Somebody's going to do stuff for money, raise the views, whatever. I don't care. And then the other side has got to say, well, we went to the FBI or we told, somebody at the airline and the flight was delayed. If that really happened, I was, okay, I want proof. What do you guys call them? Receipts. But I think, there's so many moving parts when something like that happens. Everybody would get talked to. Everybody would get spoken to. Did that happen? Have we heard about that happening? Did somebody go live and go, the FBI came to my door, or the TSA, or, airport security, TSA, local police? They came to my door asking me if I said this or if I did that. They would have come online to talk. All of this, what does it do? Creates views. Views are just money. Fine, whatever. Generally speaking, I got no qualms about how people are going to make their money. But don't do that. Don't. And I'm not talking about, somebody who wished the Rosie O'Donnell would go down. And I'm sure the police or law enforcement were like, who the fuck is Rosie? The celebrity Rosie O'Donnell? Ellen DeGeneres, the real Ellen DeGeneres? What do they have to do with, Raymondville or Texas or whatever? And then the laughing and the cursing and the Spanish. There was, okay, this is nothing. I don't know. Like that part of it doesn't bother me. Because you know where that comes from. It's at least I don't believe people wish a plane to go down. But then to say that you got a hold of somebody at the airport and they delayed the flight and all this, and don't think, the FBI or whoever it is, they're not going to say, now, don't go and talk to anybody that we talk to you. Don't talk about this publicly. Don't say anything. Nope. They're not going to do that. They don't care. In fact, they probably want the news out there to know, these people are making claims. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars. It's a waste of time on false allegations. It's like a wild goose chase for nothing. And it's like, That's not a good idea. You want to talk shit about each other? Talk shit about each other. You want to make some kind of allegation again? Okay, pick something else. But don't pick something that's with the FAA or TSA, or because that's a serious thing, and it's, again, I don't think it happened, but so whatever that was for, everybody made their little bit of money or whatever. All right. What about someone making the comment about your page, Manny's page rules? Then B starts talking about your rules on the page. I was going to say, man, does have a rule. No pineapple on pizza. That's my personal rule. I hate pineapple on pizza. I like pineapple. I like pizza. I don't like pineapple on pizza. I like it on my Chinese food, or just fresh pineapple. That's fine too. So now, is someone desperate for views to make money? That they got to create some kind of drama like this? And you know, the parties involved are OM, OP, and company. And don't know that person. That person doesn't know me. I got no feelings either way about that person. I don't know. But if you're going to talk about, and I was asked directly, do you know about this kind of process, or what happens if somebody does this or says this? I'm like, I know. And it's not I wouldn't want to go through that kind of interrogation, investigation. And you're damn right, you know, if people were talked to by TSA or FBI, PD about this, you know, we'd be hearing about it. You know, you'd be hearing about it. So, everything in an effort to make money. And it's not the making money part that bothers me. I don't care. You want to fight every day, all day long? Do it. But there's certain things, whether it's the adoption thing and you're going to return the child, or you're going to change your mind on adoption because you can't put them on YouTube. Come on, what is that? Somebody's asking me about this. Put a couple things out there today. There's some good deals going on. It's in the comments. Thank you for asking. So yeah, I don't know. There's desperate times call for desperate measures to get some kind of views, and you know what? Sincerely, 100% from my heart, I don't care how people make their money. I'm not going to judge that. But there's just certain things that they're not a good look. And one of them is like if you do file a false police report or a false threat against an airline, something like that. Or like the two cases I told you about earlier. Changing your mind on adoption, returning a child like he was bought at freaking Walmart. It's just sad. It's unbelievable. Unreal. So, for those of you who know, you know what I'm talking about. You probably heard it. No More Cheeseke's Lies posted something early on that today. It's on that page. Jessica Lee, thank you so much for the super sticker. Welcome back, Jessica. Thank you so much. So, and am I going to dip my toe into this, or am I not going to dip my toe into this? I think I pretty much said Yes. So, the other thing I was going to talk about, which I'm not because I have to watch the documentary, but a report came out on Fox News or the news somewhere on the internet yesterday. Oh man, what's the title of this thing with that little kid, woman, girl thing? Um, Somebody's got this. Okay, so there's this little girl. I call her a little girl. Have you seen this on Netflix? I think it's called the Curious Case or the Case of Natalia Grace. Have you seen this? The documentary. Natalia Grace. She was thought to be a little girl and was adopted from one country to another country, right? But it turns out that's not a little girl. I don't know what they were claiming. She was 3, 4, 5 years, 4 years old, something like that. And it turns out she's, I think, a teenager, but she's a little person. She's got a disability, and to an extent, she could pass for a little kid. And I didn't finish watching it. It's like I lost interest. You know why? Because she creeped me out. That something about that little person. Yeah, I know. I do gotta finish watching it. Yes, I do. But that Natalia Grace kind of creeped me out. Not kind of. She creeped me out. So I quit watching it. I think I got through most of the first episode, and so that's gonna come up in the next day or so, and see what you guys. Maybe you guys can watch it too, and we can discuss this later. But I'm sorry, but there's something about that. Once I learned about, wow, so she's not a little kid. She's a small, not a dwarf, definitely not a midget. But her growth was stunted or something. But there's something about her, and then knowing all this stuff just kind of got the creeps. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll finish watching that soon, and we're definitely going to discuss that. The skipping on to another topic real quick. I can't be on long. Vaughn McCrae. I'm going to leave it where it is. As far as I'm concerned, he passed away, and that's where I'm going to leave it. It doesn't, I was trying to watch her stuff. I thought about streaming her. Not interested. Losing interest, by the day. And too bizarre for me. And there's so much there. I mean, she does a lot of videos. And I don't know. It's just there's something is not right there. Something is off. Honestly, I don't know if he's passed. To me, it feels like he's passed. Everything sounds right. But it's not. It doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me enough to go in and research and talk with these other YouTubers and and see what I can find out and see what they have to say. I'll pass. And if something comes up, well, then I'll visit it. I'll revisit it then. Lavina, what up? Hello, Lavina. Lavina's in the house. I see you. I see you. I do. Anyone, if anybody ever, sometimes I don't call everyone out by name. I miss or I don't see all the comments. Or it's nothing personal. I promise you. I appreciate everyone who comes to watch and listen and who spends time here. I really do. And so don't think I don't care. It's just sometimes I miss it. It's legit. I'm not out to against anybody. Um, so yes, Lavina, I see you. You're all right. You're okay. And that brings up that issue. Lavina, I heard you were having a problem. So if somebody thinks, I don't know why. The heck was this on my lip? I don't know why people want to know who the moderators are. Like, personally want to know, not just what their names are, what their profile name is, but they want to know who the moderators are. And they were accusing her of being a moderator somewhere. And I don't know why they care or whatever. It's like, the only people who have to know who my moderators are is me. Yeah. So that was another little thing. It's like, what? It's like, what? Is that for real? Well, why does anybody care? So I got part-time moderators right now, even. They're not full-time and they're not always around, but haven't needed them lately. That's a good thing. Okay, so people want to talk about, hey, C friend. Roy De Los Santos was on a couple days ago. We talked about his FU to the. Seems like he was talking to that woman. Do I believe his apology that he said the F word and used the vulgarity as a commissioner? I think he's got his tail between his legs on that. Do I believe he was not talking to her directly? I gotta say, I think he was. I think only because what she said, what the lady in question said, in that meeting, the words she said, and that's what he repeated on his rant that night. So it's like, huh. I don't. Sorry if you're watching Roy, or if somebody gets this to him, whatever. Yeah, no, I don't. I think it was a huge mistake. I think, and there's somebody else who wants to come on a program, maybe tomorrow night. Somebody wants to come and discuss that topic, because, well, and I'll let them speak because they were a candidate as well. I'll try to set that up for tomorrow. But yeah, I don't. I have to say, I think Liz, she was on the show that night. If you remember, Liz Ramos, Elizabeth, she hit the nail on the head. I think there was too much fluff in that post. Should have got right to the point. Yes, I did this. Yes, I did that. Shouldn't have done that. I try to do better in my dealings with people. That's it. Get to the point. So I gotta say I'm not sold on it 100%. Maybe not even 50%. Not even. I'm just yeah, and it's sad. It's too bad that that had to happen. And unfortunately, and I say this, I'll just say, unfortunately, I know there are people calling for his resignation or trying to get a recall, but I think instead of hurting him, this might actually help him for his future endeavors. And that's what my guest, hopefully tomorrow, is going to want to talk about. But I'll save that for tomorrow. So, anyway, that's what I wanted to get to today. Don't believe the hype unless you got receipts. That's the bottom line. And there's some YouTuber that will not watch fake people. Adopt a kid and return them. That's messed up. You want to start to adopt a kid, but they won't let you put him on YouTube, so you're not going to adopt. That's messed up too. These are what my mom used to call garbage people. Garbage people. And yeah, there are garbage people out there. So anyway, I'll leave that there. We'll talk about this Natalia Grace thing later in the week. And I'll try to set up for tomorrow a guest. Still, this Roy thing, FU, is not quite over yet. Lavina, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to just go on about that. Don't worry about that so much. Just let it die. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into that. Oh yeah, Lynn Marie. I didn't talk about this publicly. Lynn Marie Garcia, friend of the show, she got a call from the people. They're filmmakers, and they have connections with Amazon Prime and Netflix. And they said, we want to buy the rights to one of your books. And they're going to make a movie. She's going to make a deal. I know she is. And they're going to make a movie off one of the books. And I think that's fucking awesome. That's what you want to happen when you write a book, right? I mean, ultimately, it's nice to dream about that you want. Yeah, it'd be nice if they made a movie out of this. And it's a real life story. It is. It's called Justice for Lorinda. You can find it on Amazon. She self-publishes on Amazon. And pick it up so you can say, I read the book. I knew who she was before she became super famous. And if you still don't know who she is, you can type Lynn Marie Garcia, hashtag Lynn Marie Garcia. And I got a bunch of shows with her. She's been on the show many times. She gained popularity from being on the documentary about Melissa Lucio. That's another documentary. It's on Hulu, unless you want to rent it on Prime. But it's on Hulu. It's called The State of Texas versus Melissa, which is about Melissa Lucio and the first Hispanic woman to be put on death row in the state of Texas. And I'll see if I can get an update on where things stand on that as well and talk about that next week, if there's an update. So congrats to Lynn Marie Garcia, if you're out there watching. I know she was overseas last week. I'm not sure she made it back yet. But we wish her much success. And when she becomes famous, don't forget the little people. Come on and, we'll talk on the show. Right? And everyone have a safe 4th of July. Are you doing fireworks tonight? You're going to do them tomorrow night? Take pictures. Be careful with your fingers. I seen as one of the Facebook Reels or YouTube Reel, whatever those videos are. And they show the X-ray of before and after. And before and then after, like dude's got like no fingers left. Don't do anything stupid. Please be careful with the fireworks. Don't terrorize your animals. If you got cats and dogs, put them away in a closet. Hang out with them, and keep them safe. Keep them out of the yard, because there are some nasty people out there. Let's see. Panjos. Panjos. 2. Siskel and Ebert. 2 thumbs up. If you know, you know. Pizza. Corpus Christi. Yes. All right. I need to get up at the ass crack again, so I'm going to call it an early evening. Not early, it's 10:40. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Hope you enjoyed this program. And have a guest tomorrow, and we'll do a Natalia Grace. Look at that documentary. It's on Netflix. And we'll talk about that in the days coming up. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate you very much. No more Cheeseke's Lies replay. I talked about that thing. Yes. Thank you all for being here. Have a good night, everybody. Be safe. See you tomorrow.